So now let us proceed with the basic rules of badminton. Number 1, the game begins with a coin toss. Whoever wins the toss gets to choose whether they want to serve first or be on the opposite side of the court. Number 2, the player should never touch the net with his racket or his body during the game. Number 3, the shuttlecock should not be carried on to racket or allowed to rest there. Number 4, to hit the shuttlecock, a player should not reach above the net. Number 5, to be valid, a serve must travel across the court diagonally. Number 6, a player shall not touch any of the court lines during the serve until the server has struck the shuttlecock. The shuttlecock should always be hit from below the waist during the serve. Number 7, when a player wins a rally, a point is added to his score. 8, a player wins a rally when he strikes the shuttlecock and it touches the floor of the opponent's side of the court or when the opponent commits a fault. Number 9, before the shuttlecock travels over the net, each team can only strike it once. A player can strike the shuttlecock in a new movement or shot after being hit. Number 10, a fault is recorded when the shuttlecock hits the ceiling. And now let's go with some faults to be considered in badminton. Number 1, a fault is called if a serve can be made in any manner except underhand and below the waist. Second, the shuttlecock lands outside the proper service court during a serve. Third, with the racket, a player reaches over the net and hits the shuttlecock. Fourth, outside the boundary line, the shuttlecock lands. Fifth, with their body, a player hits the net. And lastly, a player momentarily retains the bird on the racket or also known as a carry.
Badminton service rules. A quick and simple explanations of service rules in badminton.
Badminton service is always done diagonally from the right service court to the opponent's left service court. The first serve is always taken from the right court and subsequent serves are taken from alternating sides. The highest part of the serving player's badminton racket must remain below his/her hand and waistline during service. In other words, only underhanded serves are permitted. Line shots in badminton service or rallies are considered in, though court bounds are different for singles and double plays. The back line is the same for both, but single badminton is played with the narrower of the two sidelines. A serve that strikes the net and lands in the opponent's court is a lead serve and is retaken. During service, players must stand in their respective service courts. Next is the receiving player is not permitted to move his/her feet until the badminton shuttlecock has been struck. During service, players must stand in their respective service courts. Lastly, the receiving player is not permitted to move his/her feet until the badminton shuttlecock has been struck.
Let's now proceed in some badminton terms. First one is the serve. The racket head must be below the level of the server's hand while the shuttle is hit below waist level. The serve should be nice and low to the net on a short serve. For a long serve, it should be far and high. The serve is the most important shot in the game. Under serve is the low serve. The low serve travels into the receiver's forecourt to fall or just behind his short service line. Those serves must travel as close to the net tip as possible, or they will be attacked firstly. In doubles, the straight low serve is the most frequently used service variation. Next is high serve. The high serve is hit better the shuttle falls vertically at the back of the receiver's service court. The high serve is never used in doubles, but it's common in singles. In flick serves, although the flick serve is hit upwards, the trajectory is much shallower than the high serve. Lastly, under serve is the drive serve. Drive serves are hit flat to the back of the receiver's service court. Next is clear. Hitting the shuttle high and to the back of the opponent's court, this shot is played well behind the shuttle. The point of impact is directly above or slightly behind the shuttle. The arms move straight up as racket head and shuttle meet. This shot is the most common and can be offensive, moving your opponent back from the net or defensive, gaining time to improve your own position. Under clear is the defensive clear, a clear that is hit very high so that the player gains time for recovery to a good base position. Attacking clear that is hit more shallowly so that the opponent is forced to move very quickly to prevent the shuttle from traveling behind him. Next is smash, the ultimate attacking shot. This shot is a powerful overhead shot used that put away a shuttle that is above the height of the net. A smash is hit high in the air and you snap your wrist as soon as your racket back makes contact with the shuttle. Next is jump smash, in which player jump upwards for a steeper smash angle. Lift is played upwards to the back of the opponent's court. Mid-court lift are most played in response to a smash or well-placed push. Next is defensive lift, a lift that is hit very high so that the player gains time for recovery to a good base position. Attacking lift that is hit more shallowly so that the opponent is forced to move very quickly to prevent the shuttle from traveling behind him. Next is push, a gentle shot played by pushing the shuttlecock with a little wrist motion. Lastly is drop. This shot is a slow, gentle shot that falls just over the net into the opponent's forecourt. This shot is used from the backward. When hitting this shot, catch the shuttle high before it starts to fall down. Hit and out and down to make the shot fall right over the net. Next is drive. This is a line drop shot that travels parallel to the ground, passing close over the net. This shot is used to aim and power hit at someone with your racket out in front of your body.
So now, let us proceed with some basic terms you must know in badminton. First is the ready position. It is where knees bend, arms at waist level, and weight forward. Next is forehand. It is hit with the front of the hand leading, similar to throwing a ball. Next is backhand. It is hit with the back of the hand leading or flicking, the hands extending at the wrist. So next is the court. It is the badminton playing area. A standard court measures 17 by 44 feet for singles and 22 by 44 feet for doubles. The service line is 6 feet 6 inches from the badminton net on each side. Next, short service. The front line of the service course that is 1.98 meters from the net. Next, heel, fast downward shot that cannot be returned. While left is a minor violation of the rules, allowing a rally to be replayed, and scores remain unchanged. Next is side by side, a doubles formation in which each partner is responsible for one side of the court. Next is hood shot, a shot in which the badminton shuttle is hit by the frame of the racket instead of the strings. This shot was formerly illegal but was allowed into the game in year 1963. Next is net shot. A net shot is played into the opponent's forecourt as close to the net as possible. Next, rally. It is an exchange of shots leading to a point or service change. Next, a match is a series of games to determine a winner. Next, a fault is a violation of the playing rules. And lastly, baseline is a gentle shot played by pushing the shuttlecock with a little wrist motion.